If I could go back and talk to myself at 15 years old, when I first started trying to get lean, get six pack abs, and lose my stubborn belly fat, I would not give myself a workout program. I wouldn't even give myself a diet plan or a meal plan. What I would give myself, though, are these 10 brutal truths about fat loss that would have saved me a decade, literally a decade, 10 years of spinning my wheels. I'm currently 25 years old. I got into this game at 15, and I'm warning you right now, if you're not ready to hear some uncomfortable truths about your current lifestyle, your current habits, and more importantly, your excuses and your identity, this video might sting a little bit or a whole lot. But if you're a busy guy who is tired of feeling slow, feeling soft, and just disconnected from the guy you used to be, this video might be the one that flips the switch for you. Now, before we get into it, I've been in this game for over 10 years. I started at 15. I've competed in 3 bodybuilding shows. I've ran 5 marathons, and I've done 1 high rocks competition. I've done a lot throughout these past 10 years. And now I coach career-driven men who drop 30 to 50 pounds, all without sacrificing their favorite foods or spending hours in the gym or giving up their family life. And in the next 10 minutes or so, I'm going to try my best to stay within that limit, but I'm going to give you the real truths about fat loss that no influencer, no diet book, and no 30-day challenge wants to tell you. I'll walk you through 10 lessons, each with a story, a reality check, and exactly what you can do instead. And make sure you stay until the end of this live stream, because the last one is the difference between men who get lean once and those who stay lean for life. Because I don't know about you, I want to maintain my six-pack abs. I want to maintain my level of healthiness for the rest of my life, forever. Just like you would want to probably maintain your relationship for the rest of your life, stay in marriage for the rest of your life, be rich for the rest of your life. Who cares about getting six-pack abs for a couple of days and then falling back to your old habits again? Who cares about being in a relationship if the next day you're going to be single again? Who cares about being rich if the next day you're going to be broke again? Fitness, just like health and wellness, or just like your wealth and your relationships. These are infinite games. And the entire point of the game is to just continuously keep on playing it for as long as you possibly can. Starting with truth number 1. You don't have a fat loss problem. You have a lifestyle mismatch. Most guys think their issue is too many carbs, bread, pasta, or sugar, or the late night snacking, but it's not. Like, it's really not. Your problem is that your life is built for you being overweight. You have long work days. You have no movement throughout the day. You're constantly stressed out. Your cortisol levels are at an all-time high. You have random eating. There's no structure. Like, there's nothing going on there. Like, if you were to showcase your lifestyle to me or any fitness professional, I don't even need to look at you. I can tell you exactly if you're in shape or if you're out of shape by simply showing me your schedule. If your schedule is all over the place, no eating structure, no movements, always stressed out, no surprise you're overweight, no surprise you're 50 pounds, 100 pounds overweight. It's your lifestyle, right? Whereas if I see someone's schedule and they're like on point with their meal schedules, they control their stress, they prioritize their sleep, they get some sort of movement in throughout the day, they go on daily walks, they prioritize exercise, they meal prep. I'm like, I don't even need to look at you. I know exactly that you're in shape based on your lifestyle, based on your habits. So you're trying to diet inside of a lifestyle that creates fat gain by default. Now, when I started like winning with my own body and with our clients, it wasn't because of a better diet plan or a better macronutrient split. It was because we redesigned their daily flow. Now, if your schedule doesn't make fat loss easy, you will always have to rely on your discipline and your willpower. And as we all know, These are finite things. We cannot sustain this forever. I don't know a single human being on this planet Earth who had to constantly rely on their motivation and willpower and their discipline. It just doesn't happen. Every successful person you know, and we are wired to do this, we have created systems. Because our brain, it wants to be lazy. It's constantly looking for shortcuts. It doesn't want to think too much. It doesn't want to do too much. It wants to find the most convenient, laziest way to get things done. And so over time, what most successful people do in any area of life, what they do is they create systems and create habits, because these are like mental shortcuts for your brain. It doesn't have to think too hard about doing your workouts, eating a healthy meal, doing your meal prep, prioritizing your sleep, because they've integrated it into their lifestyle. They've turned it into a habit. They've created a system around it so that their brain doesn't have to think too much about it, and they just live their life and they just do the thing, right? And like I said, willpower always loses to exhaustion. So here's what you should do instead. Build default wins into your day. So a couple things right off the top of my head that you can start doing right away is make a couple habits that you walk, go on a short little walk, 5 to 10 minutes after every single meal that you eat. So if you eat 3 big meals, go on 3 walks minimum throughout the day. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. If you can't do it, just walk around in laps. Just do something, movement. Second thing is high protein breakfast. Start your day, and every meal should be high protein, but at the very least, your breakfast, high protein. Think of your chicken, beef, fish, eggs, egg whites, Greek yogurt, cottage cheese, protein bars, protein powder if you want, something convenient and something quick, but protein. Anchor your meals around protein. It's going to help you build muscle, or at the very least, preserve your muscle and keep you nice and full and satiated. And then lastly, get groceries that don't require discipline to eat. Eat food you actually enjoy, which we teach you all about inside of our program. Truth number 2, motivation is a scam. When I was 15 years old, it was the only thing I relied upon. And guess what? My routine, and more importantly, my results, they were inconsistent. I'd be motivated, and I remember so vividly. I'd come home after school, I'd be motivated, I'd watch a YouTube video. It was Mike Chang from Six Pack Shortcuts back in 2014. I'd put him on the big screen on my computer. I was in the basement, and I'd put it on a big screen, and he would be posting these like follow along workouts, 5 minutes, 10 minute, 15-minute ab blasting workouts, high intensity interval training workouts. I convinced my dad to buy me a pair of dumbbells, adjustable. They got up to like 15, all the way up to 30 pounds. And I'd use them every single day up until the point where I lost my motivation. And then I stopped. And then I'd stop seeing results. And then I get motivated again. And then I wouldn't. And then I got busy. And then I had different priorities. And then I just keep on spinning my wheels in circles and circles and circles. And I'd literally stay stuck for years, like all throughout high school, from grade 8 up until like grade 11. Like nothing, no changes. I would just stay the exact same because I was relying on motivation. And motivation is an absolute scam, because if motivation actually worked, you wouldn't need another Monday restart. The men who get lean aren't more fired up than you. They are not. If anything, they're less fired up than you are. They just remove decisions. And so every single client who says, I just need to get more motivated again, I need more motivation, what they're really saying is, my life has too many choices. So here's the lesson. Fat loss is a systems game, not a mindset game. So the more systems that you can create around your lifestyle, the easier and the more predictable fat loss will become, because systems, they never break. They don't rely on motivation. They don't rely on discipline. They just work regardless of if it's raining outside, if it's sunny, if you're high energy, if you're low energy. Like, no, systems work. That is why all successful companies, all successful businesses, they have KPIs, they have SOPs, they have systems set in place so that nothing breaks. Whereas the businesses that rely on emotion, on just like randomness, those are the ones that always break down. And it's not a coincidence, right? So a couple things here. Eat the same 3 to 5 meals on repeat. Don't get too fancy. Don't try to be a Michelin star chef by trying to make different meals at different times, at different days, all throughout the week. Like, no, it's going to cause so much decision fatigue. It's going to cause so much stress. You're going to constantly think about your grocery shop. You're going to constantly think about what your next meal should be. Like, no, remove that decision fatigue and just eat the same 3 to 5 meals on repeat, at the very least, Monday through Friday, while you're already busy working, running errands, doing your daily tasks. So why would you add another thing on top of your plate when you're already busy? On the weekends, you can be a bit more flexible, sure. But I just found with all the busy men that we help with fat loss, like they're career-driven men, like they have full-time jobs, work up to 40 all the way up to 80 hours a week. They travel, they go to different cities, they go to different countries. Do you really think they want to be eating different meals at different times all the time? Like, no. We set their meal plan. We rotate it once a week if they want. But the majority of the time, like I have one client who just loves eating the same breakfast, and he hasn't missed. Like he just keeps on eating the same breakfast every single morning, and he's been losing 1 to 2 pounds a week every single week. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. So find 3 to 5 meals that you actually enjoy eating, that are high in protein, that are satiating, that give you energy and don't drain your energy, and just eat those in repeats. I love this saying, success leaves clues. And so if you find that eating a certain way yields results, eating certain foods you enjoy, are tasty, and get you results, I mean, oh my goodness, why change it? Keep on eating those meals. Keep on following that structure. Keep on doing your thing. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. So many people want to spice things up, like do different things at different times. And yes, like I'm all about variety, but at the same time, if you want consistent results, you're going to have to follow at the very least some form of like consistent routine, consistent meal structure, consistent daily habits in order to see consistent results. Whereas if you're constantly switching things up because you like the variety, well, don't be surprised if your body has a variety of or inconsistent trajectory when it comes to results. So eat the same 3 to 5 meals on repeat, train if you can the same days every week, and automate your wins. What I found for a lot of our successful clients and any successful person who's in shape, they have a consistent routine. You go on the streets, you talk to a person who has 6-pack abs. It's not like you would know. They probably have a shirt on, but let's say you magically find someone with their shirt off and you have them see 6-pack abs. Ask them their daily schedule. They're probably going to tell you like, yes, I eat this at this time for breakfast. And then I go to the gym at this time. Monday is always this workout. Wednesday is always this workout. Friday is always this workout. They have a repeatable schedule. Whereas you ask someone who has been struggling to get in shape and you ask them what their schedule is, they're like, I try to get in the gym on Mondays, but then sometimes I'm busy. So then I go on Tuesday, but then Tuesday I kind of slack off a bit. And then like I forget to do my grocery shop. And then I just end up like eating out and I don't have my meal prep. And then like I'm always so stressed out with work and like, okay, like, yeah, you have no systems. You have no schedule. No wonder why you're overweight. Moving on to truth number 3. You're not overeating. You are underestimating. This is a big, just like slap in the face, not just to you, but to myself, because I thought that I was doing everything right. But calories don't get you in trouble in meals. They get you in trouble in the bites, the licks, and the just one more situations. So here's what I mean. Every man I've coached who tells me that they barely eat, but still can't seem to lose weight, starts dropping fats the second we track honestly. Don't lie to your body. Don't lie to yourself. And we tend to do this subconsciously. We tell ourselves we're eating 2,000 calories, 1,800 calories. But deep down, deep down, you know you're probably not. By either you're not tracking your food accurately on a digital food scale, you're not tracking the snacks, you're not tracking the licks, the bites, the random snacks you have at the office, at work, the drinks, the liquid calories, the coffees, the creamers, the sugars you put into your drinks, like all these things add up. They add up. They may not seem like a huge deal in the moments, but they can certainly add up. Your body doesn't care about your intentions. It only cares what goes into it. So here's what to do. For the next 7 days, just like laser focused, hone in on this. track everything. Anything that goes into your body, whether it's food, drinks, bites, licks, snacks, creams, sugars, whatever, track it. On an app, you can use MyFitnessPal. You can use the free version. It's what all of our clients use. You don't need to get the premium one, just track it. On top of that, get a digital food scale. Don't do it the old-fashioned way. Don't use measuring cups. Don't use measuring spoons, because you can very easily still overdo it with these things. You can jam-pack a ton of rice into a cup. You can jam-pack a ton of ice cream into a cup. But a digital food scale, like if its serving size is 20 grams, like a food scale is going to tell you it's either 20 grams or it's not. The food scale doesn't lie, but the measuring cups, the measuring tools, they do. So laser focus for the next 7 days. Just track everything accurately. No days off. So not forever, but just for the next 7 days. Just long enough to recalibrate reality. And you'll start to notice a couple things. That the peanut butter, specifically the peanut butter, if you're a peanut butter eater, the peanut butter that you think is 1 tablespoon, in reality is not. This is like, for me, real life. This is when I got slapped in the face for the first time. I was 14 years old. I was eating peanut butter every single day. I went through this phase where I would just eat peanut butter like all the time because I thought it was like a high protein food, when in reality it's not. It's just it's a great source of healthy fats. It's got a bit of protein, but you should not be eating peanut butter with the intention of eating more protein. You should eat peanut butter with the intention of getting more healthy fats into your diet, but not to eat more protein. But every single day after school, I went through this weird obsession where I love peanut butter. I'm like, yes. Someone told me it's high in protein, it's healthy. And this was like me tracking my food accurately. 14 years old, coming back home from school, grab the biggest spoon I could find in a drawer, grab a big dollop of peanut butter, and I'd convince myself. I'd tell myself that, okay, this is a serving. When in reality, when I was just sick and tired of not seeing results, and I actually went through this phase of 7 days tracking everything accurately on a digital food scale. I finally got a digital food scale. Went to Walmart, spent $10, $15, and I still have the food scale to this day, quite funnily. I will tell you right now, getting a food scale will be the best investment you will ever make when it comes to your health and fitness goals. Like, I guarantee you, it is the cheapest, best investment ever. But I got the food scale and I finally faced reality. I'm like, okay, I haven't been seeing any results. Let's do this thing. Let's do this accurately. Let's actually be real here. So I would grab my tablespoon. I would grab whatever I thought would be a serving size. And yeah, my jaw dropped, as you can probably tell. What I thought was a serving size was actually multiple serving sizes. I believe like 4 servings. My tablespoon, which I thought was 30 grams, was in reality close to 90 grams. Triple what I thought I was eating. And especially when it comes to peanut butter, triple the amount is close to 1,000 extra calories that is unaccounted for. That is horrible. That is literally the difference between you losing fat and you gaining fat. Just in that difference alone. We haven't even talked about the creamers and the sugars and the licks and the bites and the snacks that you're having. Right? So, yeah. Get a food scale, track your food accurately. That's all I can tell you. Moving on to truth number 4. Cardio, it is not saving you. It is making you hungrier. Running 5 miles to quote unquote earn your food is how you end up binging at night. I've had men lose more fats by simply walking more, 10,000 steps a day, than by killing themselves in the gym. Because movement should support your appetite and not sabotage it. Have you ever noticed that running a marathon every single day, not actually, but like running a bunch every single day, just makes you hungrier afterwards? Whereas the people who just go on daily walks, low stress, doesn't beat up their joints, doesn't beat up their connective tissues, actually helps regulate their appetites. How funny is that? Right? And so here's what I say. Lift heavy, walk often, and use cardio as a tool and not as punishment. Don't overdo the cardio. Just simply swap that by increasing your daily step count. I would say the second best investment that you'll ever make on your health and fitness journey is a step tracker. You don't need to get fancy. Just get something that tracks your steps. You don't need to get the latest Whoop or Garmin or Apple Watch. Like this is like the cheapest Fitbit you can find on Amazon. Go on Amazon right now and just search up watch, digital watch. Make sure it keeps track of your steps, and then find the cheapest one. I got mine for $50 in 2021, 5 years ago now. It's got great battery life. I only charge it maybe like once a month. And yeah, I just use it to keep track of my steps. It actually holds me accountable. I know exactly what I'm at right now, and I know exactly how many more steps I need to get in order to reach my step count goal. As simple as that. Truth number 5, your environment is way stronger than your discipline, because you don't fail at night. You fail at every grocery store. When my clients clean up their kitchen, fat loss becomes so easy. It becomes automatic. Now, when they don't clean up their kitchen, when their kitchen is just bombarded with junk food, leftovers, it becomes a daily fight. And I see this so often, like where people tell me like, hey, I want to lose weight. But then when I look at their environments, it's like, well, are you trying to put fat loss in hard mode? Are you intentionally trying to make this as difficult as possible for yourself? And they're like, no, why? Well, I'm like, look at your kitchen. Look at your environment. It is literally screaming, gain more fat, gain more fat, gain more fat. With all this food around, all these snacks, all these crackers, all these cookies, all these chips. Like, why? Get rid of it. When it's out of sight, it's out of mind. And replace it with healthy food, fruits, veggies, meal prep. Foods that actually help you get closer to your goals, and get rid of the stuff that help you get further away from your goals. Like, we can get very, very deep here, but we can go as far as like your relationship, your friendships, your social circle. Like, are these things conducive towards you reaching your goals? Or are they just getting you further and further away from your goals? Like, are your friends right now, do they celebrate your wins? Do they celebrate you losing weight? Or are they like crabs in a bucket and they keep on dragging you down, and they invite you to go out to parties? They invite you to go out every single weekend to eat junk food. Like, be honest with yourself. Is my environment helping me reach my goals, or only push me further away from my goals? And I had to make this decision really early on in my life, where I tried to fit in with the cool kids in high school. But then I noticed that, like, well, my goal is to become fit, get six-pack abs. My goal is actually to become a pro soccer player. And I noticed that every single time I was with these group of people, the popular kids, the cool kids, like, they were vaping, they were smoking weed, they were drinking alcohol, they were drinking energy drinks, they were eating junk food. Like, and by me being around them, like, luckily I never got into that, but I just noticed from a really early on, and I'm grateful that I did, or like, okay, this clearly is not helping me. It's only getting me further and further away from my goals. And so I had to separate myself from them. And this is kind of where you may end up being in this state where you're going through a lonely chapter, where you've deliberately separated yourself from your old group of people who you thought were your friends, but deep down aren't. Because my definition of a friend is someone who actually gets you closer to your goals, not further away. So I had to separate myself from those types of people. But then at the same time, like, I wasn't really the type of person that I needed to be around the people who I actually wanted to be around, the fit people, the people who were in shape. So I was kind of in this middle ground where, like, I had no friends. I wasn't willing to be with my old group of friends again, but I wasn't, I guess, quote unquote, good enough to be with the other group of people that I wanted to be with. So I had to go through this journey on my own of just self-improvements. I would eat my healthy meals. I would do my workouts. I would just do the thing that I knew I had to do in order to reach my goals. And then eventually I started to become the person who would attract the type of people who I actually wanted in my life, where now, like, all my friends, like, we're entrepreneurs, we're business owners, we're fitness coaches. We go on runs, we do workouts, we eat healthy meals. Like, this is the stuff that I do. And that is why I associate myself with these types of people. That is why all of my friends have six-pack abs. They are healthy. They have healthy habits. Like, that is what I've created for myself. And therefore the people around me are also like that. Right? So you're going to have to go through that eventually if you are serious about your goals. Like, I don't know, like, once again, going back to putting fat loss in hard mode, you are going to be making it very difficult on yourself if you have aspirations of getting six-pack abs, but all your friends are obese. I'm just putting it out there. You're going to making it 10 times harder on yourself. And so this goes back to, how can we make it as easy as possible for fat loss to occur naturally, frictionless? Well, it's probably by removing ourselves from fat people. Sounds harsh, but yeah, I told you at the start of this video that this may hurt your feelings. And sometimes our feelings need to be hurt a bit. We just need to be slapped in the face a bit. Like I have been slapped in the face multiple times before going through this phase. And so hopefully this can save you some mistakes, or hopefully years of like trying to figure this out on your own, right? So you don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your environment. Going back to the kitchen analogy, if it's in your house, it's in your mouth. Buy like the man you want to become. If your grocery cart is filled with chips, don't be surprised you're fat. If your grocery cart is filled with healthy food, don't be surprised if you have six-pack abs. It is that simple. Truth number 6, being busy is code for low priority. This one makes a lot of people mad. Everyone is busy. We all have jobs. We all have families. We all have kids. We all have things to look after. Like, you are not a special snowflake. I am sorry to tell you that. Everyone is busy. And so by you telling yourself that I am too busy to get in shape, like, how do you think Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos feel about that? You don't think they're busy? I mean, have you seen what Jeff Bezos looks like recently? Like, he's jacked. Mark Zuckerberg even. Like, all these people, they're getting into phenomenal shape despite running all these big businesses. So just act, be honest with yourself. What separates me from them? Am I more busy than them? Of course you're not. Dude, I mean, like, your life compared to someone else, it's probably nothing. It is nothing. You're disrespecting people who are in shape, who are busier than you. You are not special. Everyone is busy. Deal with it. Deal with it. Now what? And one thing I like to tell myself and all my clients is, whatever is going on right now, whatever your situation is, it may not be your fault. Who cares? Okay, whatever. But at the end of the day, it is your responsibility. If it's raining outside, is that your fault? No, of course not. But is it your responsibility to maybe grab an umbrella when you go on a walk outside? Yeah, probably. Right? So stop pointing the finger. Stop blaming other people. Stop blaming outside circumstances, because by you casting the blame on other people, on other things, it means that you are powerless. You are literally shifting your power onto other people, other circumstances, onto other events. And what I found for every single person who eventually got in shape, they told themselves that, you know what? I am sick and tired of this. I am tired of blaming other people. I am tired of blaming my job, of blaming my boss, of blaming my spouse, blaming my kids for me not getting into better shape. Okay, this is my life. Deal with it. Now what? What can I do with the cards that I've been dealt? Reframe your mindset. Everyone is busy. Everyone has things going on. Everyone has other obligations. So it is not about time. It is about priorities. And the moment you make that switch, the moment you do that, life becomes so much more freeing, because now everything is in your control. Everything is in your hands. And that should be both a scary feeling, but then also a very empowering feeling, because now no one is in charge of your destiny. No one is in charge of your future but yourself. And so you get to decide, do I want to continue on living the next 5, 10, 20 years being stuck, overweight, low in confidence, risking heart disease, heart attacks, medical bills, not being there for my kids when they grow up, not being there for the special occasions? Or do I want to rewrite history and change my future by taking that first step, eating that healthy meal, doing that workout, going on that walk, losing that fat, losing the weight, becoming more confident, having more energy? It is all down to you. No one is coming to save you, unfortunately. No one is going to drag you out of bed. This may piss you off or it may make you feel empowered. Those who feel empowered right now, let's freaking go. And those who are crying right now, and I've slightly hurt their feelings, I'm sorry. I'm sorry if I did. And yeah, unfortunately, you will never get into better shape. You'll never get six-pack abs. You'll never be healthy. And you're going to have to be okay with that. Stop complaining. So once again, this one makes a lot of people mad. Everyone is busy, but some men still train. They still eat well, and they still lead their household. So what is the difference? The most shredded clients that we coach are often the ones with kids, businesses, and have zero free time. Because fat loss isn't about time, it is about standards. So schedule training like a meeting. Schedule your meal prep like your meeting and protect it like one. Truth number 7, you don't miss your old body, you miss your old identity. This is the real one. You don't want abs. You want to feel like the guy who used to be dangerous. When men stop chasing weight loss and start chasing who they're becoming, everything will change because bodies follow identities. Here's a question I want you to ask yourself every single morning. Every single morning you wake up, ask yourself this question. What would an athlete version of myself do today? What would the ideal version of myself do today? And you can even go as far as to say that, okay, whoever your idol is right now, whoever inspires you, whoever motivates you, whoever you want to be like. And this used to be Cristiano Ronaldo for me. Once again, I grew up being a soccer player. I watched soccer, I loved it so much. And Cristiano Ronaldo, who is still playing to this day at 40, 41 years old, absolute GOAT, legend. I would ask myself this question. I looked up to them as a kid, but this is something that I did subconsciously without me even realizing it. But this is something I tell my clients to do now every single day. And that is, what would, let's say your ideal version of yourself is Cristiano Ronaldo. What would Cristiano Ronaldo do today? What would he do right now? What would he do in this situation? And by you asking yourself that question, it should help your decision-making skills. It should help you make your decision a whole lot easier. Because now you're not asking yourself, what should I do? You're asking yourself, what is the most elite version of myself do? What would the most elite athlete do? Well, their decisions are probably far different than the decisions that the fat version of you would do. Would a pro athlete cheat on their diets, neglect their sleep, skip their workouts, or would they meal prep? Would they eat that healthy meal? Would they do that workout? Would they go on that walk? Would they prioritize their sleep? They will likely do all those things, right? And so by you asking yourself that question, once again, it just makes your decision-making skills and abilities far easier. Because now instead of you having to ask yourself, what do I want to do? You're asking yourself, what would Ronaldo do? And Ronaldo will probably do all these healthy things that are going to help me get me closer to my goals as well. So by you asking yourself that question every single morning, you're going to be setting yourself up for success. Truth number 8, fat loss will expose your weak spots. It'll expose a lot of things that may make you uncomfortable, whether it's your stress eating, alcohol reliance, or escaping into screens and scrolling on TikTok. Getting lean doesn't fix these. It reveals them. Your body is a mirror of your daily habits. So if you fix the pattern, if you fix the pattern and don't just fix the food, you will be successful. Truth number 9, results come slower than you want, but then faster than you expect. This is a big one because most men, they quit 3 weeks into their program, 4 weeks into their program because they're not seeing results. But the ones who stick with it, the ones who follow through and see the long-term perspective on this, they see real change happen at week 8, week 12, and week 16. Because fat loss rewards patience and not intensity. And this is something that I had to learn the hard way. Once again, when I was relying on my motivation, it would only last a couple weeks, which is not enough time for me to actually see results. Whereas when I finally created habits, created systems, which allowed me to stay far more consistent. I actually finally saw results. And here's the funny thing. Once you start seeing results, it becomes this positive feedback loop where, okay, I just got some results. This is a good feeling. I feel good. I want more. I want more. I want more. I want more. So it's like you stay actually a lot more consistent by going through the initial starting phase and going through that like difficult patchy phase. But once you overcome that, you head into week 6 of the program, week 8, week 10, week 12. You're 3 months in, 4 months in, 5 months in. You start to see some changes. You're like, okay, wow. Now finally got the snowball rolling. I finally got some momentum and I'm finally starting to see some changes. I feel more confident. My clothes feel a bit tighter or a bit better in a good way, obviously. I'm losing some of that stubborn belly. My face looks a bit more chiseled. My libido is back. My energy is back. I want more of this. And now it creates that positive feedback cycle where, okay, we've gone through the hard part. We've got the momentum behind us. Now all others have to do is just keep on going. Have you ever noticed that every single person who got into phenomenal shape, they actually like, you look at them and they're like, how are they able to do that? Like, they're not always like motivated. They're not always so disciplined. Like, so how are they able to do that? Whereas I'm struggling right now. Like I'm always relying on my motivation. Well, it's because the people who are in shape, they've gone through that experience where like every single day they just get constantly reinforced to keep on behaving in that way. They eat a healthy meal, they feel energized. They feel energized, they do their workouts. They do their workouts, they get a sick pump in the gym. Get a sick pump in the gym, they look amazing. They look amazing, they feel amazing. They feel amazing, they have more confidence. They have more confidence, they work better. They work better, they feel more productive. They feel more productive, they get a raise at work. They get a raise at work, they make more money. They make more money, they get to travel more. They travel more, they get to create more experiences. They create more, like you can see where this goes, right? One after the other, after the other, after the other. No one regrets getting into better shape. And once you get into shape, like I guarantee you, like you're probably going to make more money. You're probably going to have better relationships. You're probably going to have better sex life. You're probably just going to be the best version of yourself. Fitness truly is the key to anything you want in life. You want to date a model. You want a better relationship, get in shape. You want to make more money, get into better shape. You want to have more energy, get into better shape. You want to travel the world, get into better shape. Everything you want in life starts by you getting into better shape. So commit to the lifestyle. Don't commit for a couple of weeks, commit to a lifestyle change. And here's the last truth. Truth number 10. If you only get lean once, you failed. This is the final boss because anyone can suffer for 12 weeks, but winners build a lifestyle. They can live for 12 years, not 12 weeks, because the goal here isn't just fat loss. The goal is a body that fits your life. That is it. That is all that I have for you guys in today's video. So I've got a free video that shows you how my clients drop 30 to 50 pounds all without giving up their favorite foods or living in a gym. You can watch it in the description down below. And if you want help losing 30 to 50 pounds all without sacrificing your favorite foods or spending hours in the gym, and you want our help doing that, what you can go ahead and do is schedule a free consultation call with me down below, where we'll essentially go over your current goals, we'll go over your current schedule and create a game plan together to help you absolutely crush them in the next 3 to 6 months. If that sounds good to you, the link will be in the description down below, and I'll see you all there.